There's no question that the Spot from the Spider-Verse movies has become incredibly powerful, and it's definitely going to be a major challenge for Miles to take him down. So, in this video, let's have some fun speculating about a few ways Miles might be able to defeat him. Of course, all of this is just theory because we don't have any information about the next movie yet. But it's exciting to imagine how Miles could possibly win, given how strong the Spot has become. First off, I don't think Miles would be able to beat the Spot on his own. He might need help from other Spider people, like Gwen's team or even the Spider Society. If the movie takes the route of Miles facing the Spot solo, it would be really tough for him. So, one way he could win is by working with a team. For instance, if Miles teamed up with Gwen, that could definitely work. They could combine their skills to take the Spot down. Another possibility, though it's quite unlikely, is if Miles could use the Spot's powers against him. This might have been more feasible in the past when the Spot wasn't as powerful and didn't have full control over his abilities. Back then, it was more likely that he could be tricked into hitting himself with his own attacks. However, now he seems much more serious and in control. He's shifted from being a laughingstock to a serious threat. So the idea of using his own powers against him is there, but it's not very likely to happen. One of the most powerful abilities Miles has is his Venom strike.
Hey.
Imagine if he could land a hit on the Spot using this skill. That could be another way to gain an advantage. We all know how powerful the Venom strike is, so using it against the Spot is definitely a possibility. However, it's hard to say if it would be enough to defeat him entirely. It might be enough to weaken him a bit if Miles manages to use it effectively. Now, if Miles could develop a brand new ability that we've never seen before, that would be incredibly interesting. He's already known for his unique abilities like turning invisible and bioelectricity. Introducing a new power could give him a real edge against the Spot. This could be something entirely unexpected, something that Miles discovers through practice or some unique circumstance that allows him to tap into a new part of his potential. There's also a possibility that the Spot's growing power might become his own downfall. As he becomes more powerful, there's a chance he might struggle to control his abilities. If he overloads himself, he could potentially defeat his own self. This would be a wild turn of events, but it wouldn't be the first time a villain has fallen due to their own strength. The Spot has some incredible abilities on his side, like portal manipulation, which gives him a huge advantage. In one scene from the movie, Miles gets a glimpse of the future that the Spot seems to show him. The vision reveals a lot of Spider people lying defeated with the Spot standing behind them. If this actually happens, it would be incredibly shocking. That future vision also raises a lot of questions. Is it a possible outcome, or is it something that Miles can prevent? How much control does the Spot have over his surroundings if he can reveal visions of the future? These are all questions that would make for some compelling storytelling and could give us more clues about how Miles might eventually defeat him. Ultimately, the key to Miles's victory might lie in finding a way to use the Spot's strengths against him or developing a strategy that leverages any potential weaknesses. It could involve working with other Spider people, discovering new powers, or finding a way to exploit a flaw in the Spot's abilities. Another possible way for Miles to defeat him could be through psychological tactics, essentially getting into his head. The Spot is driven by revenge, and he believes that Miles is responsible for ruining his life.
I'm gonna take everything from you, like I took everything from you. What? See you back home, Spider-Man.
He thinks that Miles took everything away from him, which is why he's consumed by this desire for vengeance. If Miles were to use this to his advantage, he could try to make the Spot doubt himself. If Miles can plant seeds of uncertainty in the Spot's mind, it might be just enough to make him vulnerable, giving him the perfect moment to strike. This approach has potential, but it might not provide the emotional punch or tension that some people are hoping for. It's still a valid strategy though, and it could add an interesting layer to the story. On the other end of the spectrum, there's a much darker possibility. What if Miles has to sacrifice himself to defeat the Spot? That would be incredibly intense if it happens. Some people are speculating that Gwen might end up sacrificing herself, but to be honest, it feels more logical for Miles to be the one who makes the ultimate sacrifice. Of course, Miles wouldn't really die, that would be too final. Instead, he might appear to have died, only to be saved in a dramatic twist. Imagine if Gwen were the one to rescue him, leading to a moment we've all been hoping for, a major step forward in their relationship. That would be an incredibly interesting way to take the story. These are just a few of the possible ways that Miles could defeat the Spot, but there are obviously many other paths the story could take. Some ideas might be a bit more outlandish, but given the unpredictability of the Spider-Verse movies, it's clear that they can surprise us with unexpected twists.